just from the other day, you guys might have already seen this. Greg Hunt I'm gonna let him say it himself, and then I want you guys to really think about what he's saying and why he is saying it.
On indemnity, I want to make something very, very clear. Australia already has vaccine indemnity agreements in place. The AMA and the College of General Practitioners have clear advice in writing from the government to that effect, and they also have updated informed consent materials. So no doctor need worry. I am saying this on behalf of the government, but also on behalf of our legal advice. No doctor need worry. And as the AMA has said to me today, doctors want to take care of their patients. Their focus is not about other elements. And so...
So my biggest question is, and this is something that people really need to ask themselves, why do the doctors not need to worry? That's the point that he really emphasizes about this. So he's talking about indemnity to doctors, making sure that the doctors know that if any adverse reactions happen, they're not going to be liable, because there are a lot of GPs that were actually halting or wanting to halt the rollout of the AstraZeneca when all these adverse reactions happen. But Greg Hunt's just reminding them, hey, we have it in writing. You don't need to worry. We've got the indemnity. You're not going to be liable. So he says it about 3 times there. Doctors need not worry. What does that tell you?
Yeah, it says a lot. It really does. The fact that you'd have to mention that. And I know it was a big thing when he did go live and speak up about this, because like, for sure, they must know from the feedback back from doctors and knowing all the news going around about AstraZeneca, the deaths, the injuries that are happening all around the world, and yeah, even in Australia, that they know that the doctors are hesitant. Like I myself, if I was a doctor and I actually believed that vaccines were good and I was giving it to people, but I understood that there were also people having blood clots and stuff, because you can't ignore it in that workspace, right? Because all of your colleagues are also talking about it as well. You're talking about how many vaccines are coming in, like when it's coming in, all that. So like, they're not stupid, right? So for sure there was a lot of hesitancy, but as the government says, oh, it's all right to go forward, you're not going to be in trouble, and don't care about your patients so much. Just leave the side effects to us. It's off your hands. Yeah, we'll deal with the backlash as they do. So yeah, it's a sad thing, but hopefully the doctors can actually stand up to this a lot more, because not many of, like, we haven't had any, or I'm not sure any, but at least in Australia, pretty much none actually speak out against these vaccines. So it's quite disturbing, but hopefully they have enough self-respect for themselves and their profession and their family and friends, to know that they really shouldn't be giving these vaccines to someone. Because if they're hesitant, like, sure, they might give it to a stranger, but they must also think, what if that was your son or your daughter in front of you? What if that was your mum or dad you were about to give that vaccine to? Would you still be confident, or are you just okay with it because it's a stranger and that it's going to go on the government anyway? So these are the questions doctors also have to ask themselves, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, if I wanted to just rephrase what Greg Hunt was saying, let me put it this way. Hey, doctor, go commit murder. That's fine. We will give you the water basin and the towel to wash your hands in. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Bye.